Iron Phantom's Black Book. I am your host and narrator, the Iron Phantom. So in this episode, I thought I would play with your fear of chlorophobia, the fear of clowns, as I tell you 2 short stories involving them. This first story I want to tell you is called Clowning. Enjoy it, and sit through it if you dare.
Mallory awakened at midnight to use the facilities. Once she finished, she washed her hands, and then, as she turned out the light, standing from the hallway down from her, she spotted a clown. A menacing clown with an evil grin on his face, tilting his head. She then turned the light on, and then the clown was gone. Thinking she must be seeing things, or that the dark is playing tricks on her mind, she then went back to bed and slept some more. 3 hours later, at 3 a.m., Mallory then heard a sinister chuckle in her house. Waking up again and calling out who's there, she then gets a baseball bat from under her bed and goes to investigate the noise. Noticing it came from the guest room, she opens the door, and there she sees nothing. She then looks away for a split moment, and then sees the same clown again. Frozen in fear and wondering what the hell is going on, she asks the clown, What do you want? Who are you?" The clown just smiles, holding a balloon in his hand, and says, "All I want to do is give you this balloon before letting it pop." The clown then laughed menacingly, letting out a huge cackle. Then Mallory woke up in a cold sweat and realized it was all a dream. She then gets up out of bed, uses the facilities, and then begins to wash her face. Little of her knowing that the clown walks straight past her, behind her. Then waking up again, realizing she had a dream within a dream. She then wakes up and turns over and sees that her husband is laid next to her. Then, as she's about to go back to sleep, she gets a text message from her husband saying, "Pulling an all-night shift. Sorry, not coming home tonight. See you in the morning. Love you." Then realizing, if this is not her husband laid next to her, who is it? As she looks over the shoulder, there the clown is laying, smiling menacingly and waiting to turn around and jump her.
Did you enjoy that tale? Did it top your fears of clowns even more if you're scared of them already? Anyway, let's get to our final story of this episode. This second story is called Clown on the Bus. Enjoy it.
It was a quiet night on the bus. People going on and off, going home, going to work. Then one woman pays her fare and goes to the top of the bus, sitting on the front part of the double-decker. She passes many stops and many passengers get off. But then there is one person sat right at the back of the bus at the top, wearing a clown mask. He then ducks and hides under the chairs. The woman, unaware of what's behind her, she closes her eyes and listens to her music as the man in the clown mask crawls on the floor, slowly working his way to her. Then, as he reaches closer and closer to her, he stands up with a knife in his hand. Still unaware of this man behind her, another bus passing by with a passenger sat at the top sees it. She then tells the bus to stop, running down and telling the driver that there is a crazy man on the bus. She then calls the police, but she is too late. The bus driver drives all the way back to the bus depot and finishes his shift. He then walks around checking the bus, making sure that no one has left anything behind. He then goes upstairs, and there he makes a gruesome discovery. The young woman been ripped to shreds, blood everywhere, and along with the woman, she is everywhere, physically sickened. He then runs out in horror, only to find that the police are already arriving at the bus depot, telling the bus driver that there was a crazed man on the bus. The driver said she is upstairs. Oh God, she is upstairs. Frozen in horror and petrified, he takes his statement from the police. The driver then saying, "Did the man get off? Where is he?" The detective and the police looking around saying, "There was no one on the bus. Whoever it was must have got out and fled the scene. Look, you should go home and get some sleep." "Okay," said the bus driver. He is then taken home by a police car and is greeted by his wife, who comforts him. Later that night he goes to bed, about to go to sleep. Little of him knowing that the same man from the bus in the clown mask is now hiding under the driver's bed. He then comes out from under the bed with the knife and brutally stabs him and his wife to death. The next morning, the woman from the other bus who alerted the authorities wakes up and then opens her curtains and goes into the bathroom where she begins to run the shower, then temporarily leaving the bathroom, whilst behind the door, the same man in the clown mask is hiding behind it, with the knife in his hand stained in blood. He then creeps up to her as he sneaks to her. A scream is heard before it is abruptly stopped. And there the young woman from the other bus is also dead. The next evening, a man in a hoodie flags a bus, a double-decker, and gets on board it. The driver says, "You take care of yourself. There's been some strange murders going on, especially around one bus last night." The man then goes upstairs and moves all the way to the back on the top deck of the bus. There he sees many passengers boarded, and then eventually all the passengers leave until there was one left on her own around the front. That's when the man in the hood unzips his bag, revealing a knife inside and a clown mask that he puts on and goes underneath the passenger seats and crawls his way up to that person that is sat at the front, starting his cycle all over again.
And there you have it. The two stories for this episode. Did you find them scary? Did they tap your fears? Do share down in the comments below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends. Feel free to subscribe to the official Random Horror YouTube channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell. All the social media links for this channel are linked down below. Well, that is it for this month's episode of the Iron Phantom's Black Book. And of course, I told clown stories because I believe this month on the channel it is the month of the clowns. So you're welcome, clowns. Well, that's all we got time for. Take care of yourself and until next time, don't have nightmares.